We are live.
All right,
Okay.
do it.
Okay, welcome everyone, and thank you for being here for our fourth webinar. It's on corporate wellness initiatives, where we go through many of them, their pros and cons. My name is Eric Golubitsky, co-founder of Zero Doubt Club. Really excited to spend this time with you today. We know how many directions you're pulled in as leaders, and the fact that you're here tells us that you do care deeply about the people that you serve and their well-being. This conversation is all about helping you optimize your wellness investments, share with you what's worth doing, what to avoid, and how to build something that actually lasts. And I'm here today, joined by my co-host, the Amir Ahmad. Welcome, my man.
Thanks, Eric. My name's Amr Ahmad. I'm our VP of Strategy and Operations here at Zero Doubt Club. I have an MBA from Harvard University. Work here at Zero Doubt Club also as a certified health coach. So together today, we're going to walk down and walk through the most common wellness initiatives. We're going to break down what works and what doesn't, and show you how to build a program that delivers real results for your company and your employees. So let's dive in, Eric. Let's go.
Sounds good. So, after speaking with dozens of frustrated HR leaders and C suite executives over the past few years, one thing is really clear. Almost no one is truly satisfied with their current wellness offerings. So, the programs in place often feel like they, check a box, but unfortunately, don't actually move the needle on real health and wellness results. So that's just not enough sustainability, not enough engagement, and almost no measurable return on investment. Return on investment of time and return on investment of actual money. So, and yet we know that your intentions are good. You deeply care about your people. You do incredible work across your organization. And our mission here at Zero Doubt Club is to help you make employee health really impactful and just as amazing as the work that you already do. So for the finance audience, because we always have questions from CFOs and so on, we know cost control is a top priority. So whatever your wellness strategy could actually, you know, what what I want to say is, what if your wellness strategy could actually bend the curve of your healthcare spend? That's not just a pipe dream. It's a measurable potential opportunity. So what's fueling the need for employee wellness? Rising healthcare costs. I mean, year over year, this is what we hear. Employee burnout, mental health challenges, and the fight to retain great talent. So here's the catch: offering a wellness program isn't enough. Execution is everything. So if you have a health and wellness program in place, but incur this unsustainable increased healthcare costs year over year, and you're seeing an increase in employee health issues, especially around medications increasing year over year, a strategic overhaul becomes essential.
Yeah, that's right. Here's how we like to frame it. Corporate wellness today is where cybersecurity was about 15 years ago. If you remember, back then, businesses knew that it was important, but they didn't know how to invest in it wisely or how to build the right infrastructure around it. Today, no serious company operates without a legitimate cybersecurity plan. Wellness is on the same trajectory. It's not a nice to have program anymore. It's a strategic necessity for retention, for culture, and for cost control. But most importantly, for performance, for employee performance. But we have to be honest. Throwing gift cards, step challenges, or one off seminars at the problem won't solve anything. Sustainable results come from structured programs built around personalization, accountability, and real coaching. And that's what today is about. cutting through the hype and helping you identify what actually works, what actually drives real ROI, and what actually changes lives.
So we want to start by saying any wellness initiative is better than not having any. And they're planting seeds, very important seeds for when the employees are ready. And it definitely shows that you're moving in the right direction. But the truth is, if those seeds aren't being nurtured through a cohesive strategy, they won't grow into anything meaningful. When you think about launching wellness initiatives, we encourage you to ask three simple questions. Number one, will this improve employee health, happiness, and thus work productivity? Will this generate a measurable return on investment? And will this strengthen our company culture in a lasting way? So, too many programs are rolled out because it looks good or sounds good, but wellness deserves much better than that. It deserves smarter planning and better strategies, ones that truly make the most of your time and money. So here's what we typically see. We see step challenges, lunch and learns, subsidized gym memberships, wellness apps, health fairs, educational resources. The list goes on. Some of these are great starting points, but often they live in silos. There's no connection between them and no follow-up to drive change.
That's why in this webinar, we're going to walk you through these common wellness initiatives one by one. We're going to break down what each one gets right, where it tends to fall short, and most importantly, how to improve it. Because our goal isn't just to increase participation in a wellness challenge next month. It's to help you build a wellness culture that's working 6 months, 12 months, and even 2 years from now. The real outcome we're aiming for is behavior change, lasting, sustainable, life-improving behavior change. That's what creates healthier employees, and that's what improves your bottom line, and that's what makes wellness worth investing in.
So step challenges. They're probably the most common entry point into corporate wellness. They're really easy to set up. They create some buzz, and they can help teams feel more connected through friendly competition. They do a good job at kickstarting movement. So, especially for companies that are just beginning to build a culture of wellness, step challenges are great.
But I've got to be honest, they mostly attract people who are already active. Employees who are older or less mobile or intimidated by fitness may not join these types of challenges at all. Or if they do join, they might drop out quickly. And even for those who do participate, engagement tends to fall off fast after the initial novelty of the challenge wears off. Plus, when the focus is just on steps alone, we risk reducing wellness to a numbers game with no attention to actual health outcomes. So while step challenges can actually serve a good purpose, they do fall short when it comes to long-term impact. So how do we take the concept of a step challenge and make it better? First, let's expand the definition of movement. Let's not limit people to just steps. Let them earn credit for swimming or cycling or yoga or strength training or even yard work. We recommend focusing on heart rate based goals instead of just steps. It's far more inclusive and much more meaningful.
Right. And let's rethink the motivation structure.
Yeah.
Instead of offering gift cards or prizes that only reward the top performers, help employees set intrinsic personal goals, goals that are tied to their personal health, their energy, and their lifestyle. Add coaching to the mix. So when employees have someone checking in with them and holding them accountable, participation lasts longer and outcomes absolutely improve. So the key message here is step challenges are a great entry point, but they shouldn't be the entire program. Use them to build momentum, but make sure you've got structure, inclusivity, and coaching behind them if you want lasting change.
Cool.
So let's go to water challenges. Okay, so water challenges are a favorite among wellness coordinators as well because they're simple, low cost, and definitely accessible to everyone. They promote a universally healthy habit, which is hydration, and they're easy to implement across teams. For many employees, they might even be the first wellness activity that they've ever participated in, which makes it a great entry point.
But when we look at the data, the impact of these water challenges is extremely limited. First, the tracking is inconsistent. People often forget to log their intake or they guesstimate. So it actually makes it hard to measure outcomes. Secondly, the behavior itself is often disconnected from broader wellness goals. There's no sustained momentum. And third, and this is really important, there's no empirical evidence that water challenges alone reduce healthcare costs or improve long term health metrics. So while they're fun and friendly, water challenges on their own don't move the needle in any kind of meaningful way. So if you are going to use a water challenge, let's make sure that it's not a standalone activity. Let's pair it with maybe clean eating initiatives like mindful nutrition challenges or sugar awareness campaigns. These combinations reinforce each other and make hydration more than just a numbers game.
Exactly. So also integrate coaching. I know I've said it before, but nutrition coaching in particular to help participant understand why hydration matters and how it connects to energy, digestion, and overall performance. Again, intrinsic goals. That's really important, like better sleep and clearer skin or improved focus, things that people actually care about day to day. And finally, make sure hydration is just one spoke in a larger wellness wheel. Water challenges can be useful, but only when they're linked to a holistic system that includes movement, nutrition, mindset, and coaching. That's when behavior starts to shift and when real results start to show.
Good.
Yes, yes. So, health
Great.
screenings, pros and cons. So, pros, annual health screenings are a staple in many corporate wellness programs for good reason. One, they help detect potential health risks early, and they can serve as a big wake up call for employees who may not realize what's going on with their bodies. From a compliance and liability standpoint, screenings can also check important boxes for you as an employer.
But here's the issue: health screenings are often reactive, not proactive. They diagnose problems, but they don't necessarily provide a plan. And that can lead to a major side effect that we don't often talk about enough, and that's anxiety. Imagine getting a cholesterol warning or a pre diabetes alert from your health screening and then being told, okay, good luck. Without support or guidance, many employees feel overwhelmed and they often regress instead of progress. So, information without action creates stress, not change. So, how can we make this better? Screening should never be at the end of a wellness initiative, they should be at the beginning of one. And then you should use that baseline data that is collected in that health screening to create a personalized path forward, something that an employee can actually act on. You should integrate these results directly into a coaching framework that guides employees through their next steps.
This is where guided coaching and goal setting becomes essential. Whether it's nutrition coaching, fitness support, or stress management, tie the screening outcomes to a structural plan that helps the individual employee move forward. And let's not forget, health screenings need to be framed with compassion and context. The goal isn't to scare people, it's to empower them. So when it's done right, screenings can become the launch pad for real transformation and not a moment of panic.
Right. Gyms.
Gym subsidies. Okay,
Yeah.
so another popular health wellness or corporate wellness initiative. Um, they promote movement. Those that go to the gym, it reduces stress. And for some employees, that can definitely boost morale. From a benefits perspective, they also look great on paper. So something that HR teams can point to as real health forward offering.
But let's be real. Utilization of these gym subsidies and actually gym attendance and membership is very, very low. The people who take advantage of these subsidies are usually the ones that are inclined to work out. For everyone else, the gym can feel intimidating, inconvenient, or simply not appealing. Without any guidance, again, back to the coaching, just handing someone a gym membership doesn't guarantee any lasting engagement or results. In fact, many of these memberships just go unused entirely or get canceled within a few months. So, if you're going to offer a fitness benefit of any sort, think beyond the traditional gym. Offer your employees options like virtual workouts, heart rate based challenges, small group classes, or guided programs that employees can do at home. The goal should be to meet employees where they are, not to push them into a one size fits all model.
Exactly. And remember that fitness alone won't drive meaningful health change. To really move the needle on real results, fitness needs to be integrated with nutrition coaching and mindset support. That's where the magic happens. That's where people see transformation, not just physical, but mental and emotional also. If you're already offering gym subsidies, that's great. Just make sure that they're part of a broader, more holistic program that provides structure, accountability, and alternatives. And that's how you support every employee, not just the ones that already love going to the gym.
Right. Education.
So, education. Okay, so a lot of companies provide on demand wellness content. So, PDFs, video libraries, tip sheets, newsletters. And on paper, it seems like a great idea. It's convenient, it's scalable, and it checks a box for education. But here's the honest truth: most employees never use it. Unless someone like a coach is actually pointing them to the right piece of content at the right time for the right reason, it will just sit there. So without interaction or follow up, people tune it out entirely.
And we see this all the time. Awareness does not equal action. You can have an entire Google Drive of nutrition guides, but if no one ever opens them or understands how they apply to their life, they're useless. Employees are already overwhelmed with emails and tasks. If your wellness content isn't personalized, timely, and guided, it just gets ignored. So, while education is important, it can't be passive. It has to be activated. So, that's how we do this. Don't scrap your content, activate it. Tie it to your coaching or wellness touch points. For example, if someone flags stress in a check in, then send them a short mindfulness video and follow up a week later. Make it personal, timely, and actionable.
Exactly. So embed educational materials directly into your coaching framework so that every resource is part of a larger journey, not just a standalone handout. Use platforms that track the engagement and prompt next steps. Did they watch the video? Did they complete the worksheet? Are they making changes? And most importantly, curate. Don't flood people with information. Choose resources that align with real health goals such as sleep, stress, nutrition, fitness, mental clarity, etc. And keep in mind that education works when it's strategic, not when it's dumped into a shared folder that no one visits.
Right. I love this next one, Lunch and Learns.
It's our favorite. It's our favorite because we have a sister company called Zero Doubt Kitchen that provides healthy gourmet meals. But that's another topic for another day. But we love it because it can be a fantastic tool for building connections and culture, especially in companies where teams don't get a lot of face-to-face interaction. These lunch and learns are interactive. They offer a break from the routine, and when done well, they can really energize and inspire a team. But They also come with challenges. Scheduling is tricky. Someone's always in a meeting, traveling, or just wants their lunch break to themselves. We get it. And if the content isn't relative or compelling, participants drop off quickly. One of the biggest mistakes we see is treating lunch and learns as a standalone strategy instead of a small part of a larger wellness program. Another common issue, companies rarely ask employees what they want to learn about. And when they don't speak to people's real needs, employees unfortunately check out.
And we've seen it happen. Teams sit through a lunch and learn that feels like an HR compliance session instead of something meaningful. If the if the session feels forced or irrelevant or generic, it becomes a chore, not a wellness benefit. So while lunch and learns can be powerful, they need to be done intentionally with employee experience front and center. So this is how we make them better. Start by making participation voluntary. When people choose to be there, they're more engaged from the get go. Keep the tone light and positive, and always ask your team what topics that they actually care about. Whether it's stress, sleep, financial wellness, or meal planning, if they help shape the content, they'll show up and listen.
Exactly. And think of these as community building moments, not just content delivery. Make the sessions inspiring, interactive, educational, and actionable. Use live polls, breakout discussions, or questions and answers to spark involvement. Here's a great idea that we implement: record the sessions and make them available for remote or hybrid employees. And finally, always collect feedback. Ask what worked, what didn't, what they liked, etc., and what topics they want next. When done right, Lunch and Learns can be small but mighty tools for building culture and momentum around wellness.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so weight loss challenges. They're still a go-to in many workplace wellness programs. They can also bring energy, excitement, and friendly competition. You might see some fast results, and employees often feel motivated, definitely for the first few weeks. But here's the downside: these challenges can also create pressure, shame, and exclusion, especially for employees who've struggled with weight or body image for years. And when it's about a number on the scale or just about a diet, the probability of long term success is unfortunately incredibly low. So we've seen it over and over: quick wins followed by burnout, then unfortunately regression.
That's because true wellness doesn't come from restriction or competition. It comes from balance. These weight loss challenges can be unintentionally promoting unhealthy behaviors, like skipping meals or over exercising to hit a number. And they kind of send the wrong message that wellness is about shrinking your body instead of strengthening your life. If the program is focused purely on weight loss, you're not creating change. You're just creating weight loss and weight gain cycles. So, how do we reframe these weight loss challenges? It's simple. Focus on wellness, not weight. Make the goal about energy, strength, stress reduction, or feeling more in control, not just about pounds lost. And make it holistic. Combine fitness, nutrition, and mindset in a way that supports the whole person.
Help build sustainable habits. That's the key. Things that can actually keep doing a year from now. Introduce tools like mindfulness, sleep tracking, or stress management alongside nutrition and movement. And most importantly, create an environment that encourages people to feel good in their own bodies. So having a positive relationship with clean food is absolutely key, and not feel like they are punishing themselves to reach a number and to reach it quickly. Real transformation happens when we stop chasing quick outcomes and start investing in self awareness, self trust, and self care. That's when people show up consistently. That's when they stick with it. And that's when you as an organization will see true ROI.
This is another one we love, wellness apps.
Wellness apps. So again, wellness apps have exploded in popularity over the past decade. It's easy to see why. They offer personalized experiences, on-demand access, and the ability to track progress anytime, anywhere. So from a tech perspective, they check a lot of boxes. But here's the catch. Most employees stop using them within a month. Why? Because the experience is often fragmented and uncoached. You've got one app for fitness, one app for meditation and mindset, one app for food tracking, and no one. I mean, the list can go on. There's so many apps out there, but no one's helping connect these vital dots to work together. So without real support, even the best technology can feel cold, confusing, and overwhelming.
That's why we believe at Zero Doubt Club that wellness apps should never exist in isolation. Yeah, some apps are great at tracking or even guiding, but we've flipped the model here. We start with human connection first. Every member gets matched with an empathetic coach who takes time to understand where they are physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then from there, we help them set smart goals across activity, nutrition, and mindset. And then we stay involved. The app becomes a tool, but the relationship is what drives the results. So if you're using wellness apps in your company, make sure they're a part of a broader support system, not just a list of downloads. Avoid giving employees 6 disconnected tools for 6 different areas of health. That's just overwhelming. Instead, offer a centralized experience that integrates all of the major pillars: movement, nutrition, and mindset.
And more importantly, pair the technology with coaching. That's how you turn interest into actual engagement and engagement into real outcomes. So use the data in the app to guide meaningful conversations, not just collect numbers. Our app tracks heart rate, for example, nutrition, specific individualized goals, and more. But every entry is an opportunity for a coach to say, how can I help you today? At the end of the day, people don't change because of features. They change because they're seen, they're heard, and they feel supported. The tech helps, but the human connection is what sustains.
Right.
So group workouts. Group workouts can be a powerful part of any wellness program. They help build the team camaraderie that we've spoke about before as well. Establish structure and add a layer of accountability that solo workouts often lack. So for employees who enjoy that social energy, these sessions can be a huge motivator. But here's one thing, not everyone is comfortable in that environment. For some employees, group workouts bring feelings of intimidation, self consciousness, or performance anxiety. So there's also the risk of injury, especially when people are pushing themselves in unfamiliar formats or trying to keep up. So we can't ignore the access issue too. So what about the remote employees or multiple physical locations? Or what if the specific employees have physical limitations? So when group workouts aren't inclusive, they can unintentionally leave people out.
You know, we've seen group sessions that are energizing and fun, but we've also seen ones that alienate the people who need the support the most. So, while group workouts can be effective, they have to be thoughtfully designed with safety, variety, and accessibility in mind. The key, as we think of recommendations, is the key is inclusivity. You have to offer different formats, different times, and different intensity levels. Don't expect everyone to love a boot camp. Some may prefer yoga or low impact cardio or stretch focused sessions. So consider small group options that are less intimidating and easier to personalize.
Um, Also, modify everything. Have your instructors offer beginner, intermediate, and advanced versions of each movement. Use qualified coaches or trainers who know how to support all fitness levels and can provide feedback safely. And for remote teams, live stream classes, record sessions, and create virtual options that make people feel like they're part of the group no matter where they are. Most importantly, again, ask for feedback regularly. Let your employees guide the offering so that you're actually building something that they'll actually use. When people feel safe, supported, and seen in their fitness journey, we've seen it time and time again, they'll keep showing up. So let's talk about Zero Doubt Club coaching. So at Zero Doubt Club, our approach is simple but powerful. We focus on the holistic approach: body, the mind, and the soul. Wellness isn't just about movement and isn't just about nutrition. It's about alignment. With those elements of mind, body, and soul, when they work together, everything changes. Our coaching is personalized and accountability driven. Every participant has a coach who truly gets to know them, not just their goals, but their challenges, their habits, and mindset. And because of that relationship, we've seen employees transform, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. It's not uncommon to see someone who started off just trying to lose 10 pounds suddenly showing up with more energy, sharper focus, excited because they've weaned off medications, and just more confidence and more productive at work. So health transformation translates directly into productivity, retention, and culture. They become an amazing ripple effect to the rest of your team.
And we can say this with confidence. Our model works. We're not throwing out generalized advice or flooding people with articles. We're building human connections, one employee and one member at a time. We meet each person where they are and walk with them step by step, setting smart goals across movement, nutrition, mindset, and life. And that's how real behavior change happens, through consistent coaching, empathy, and structure. So, for organizations that are ready to introduce this kind of coaching, we suggest starting small. Pilot the program with a single department or a team or a leadership cohort, and you'll see results quickly. And that momentum will make it easier to expand organization wide.
And here's the biggest game changer: leadership modeling the behavior. When executives participate in coaching, when managers prioritize wellness, it sends a message to the entire company: this matters. Culture shifts happen when people see wellness being lived, not just promoted. So if you want to create a truly healthy workplace, don't just offer coaching, engage with it from the top down. We'll walk with you every step of the way. So, some of the key takeaways that we'd like to quickly review. If there's one thing we hope you remember from today's session, it's this: there's no silver bullet when it comes to corporate wellness. There's no single app or class or challenge that will transform your organization overnight. What actually works is commitment, a commitment to consistency, to learning what your employees need, and to evolving over time. That's why continuous improvement isn't just a best practice, it's the backbone of any program that works. So check in, reassess, adjust, repeat. That's how you build something sustainable. And one more thing: don't just do wellness for the sake of optics. Do it well, do it with heart, do it with strategy, and with a plan.
And at the center of that plan should be guided coaching. Because real change doesn't happen when people are left to figure it out on their own. It happens when they're supported, when they're challenged, and when they're coached through a process. But coaching is just one part of the picture. The most successful wellness programs take a holistic approach. They support the physical, emotional, and mental well being of each employee. Not just steps and salads, but stress, sleep, purpose, and mindset. And like Eric said, the key is ongoing evaluation. what's working, what's not, and where can we improve. When you combine guided coaching, holistic wellness, and a culture of continuous improvement, you will create something powerful, something that actually transforms lives and drives ROI.
Exactly. So, where do you go from here? Our advice, start where you are. Don't get overwhelmed trying to overhaul everything at once. Just take a hard, honest look at what you're currently doing. What's working? What's not? Are your programs aligned with your core values or just checking boxes? And most importantly, listen to your people. Ask your employees what they actually want, what they need, and what's missing. Their feedback will be the most valuable data points you can get.
And once you've done that assessment of your current state, consider whether it's time to bring in outside support. A partner like Zero Doubt Club can help you scale coaching, fill in gaps, or provide structure where you need it most. And whatever path you take, make sure you set clear KPIs, whether that's healthcare cost reductions, productivity gains, employee satisfaction, or retention improvements. We also strongly recommend forming a wellness committee, a cross functional team that meets regularly, looks at engagement data, and helps drive strategy beyond what's actually happening on the ground. And finally, we'd love to help. Whether that means launching a pilot, reviewing your current approach, or just giving you a few pointers, where we'd be happy to connect. You don't have to figure this out on your own.
So thank you so much for joining us today. We're about 36 minutes in, so we appreciate your time. Saw a lot of live eyes, which is pretty neat and pretty cool. So that's great. We know you're busy and your schedules are, and we truly, truly, truly appreciate you listening to this. If you're ready to take the next step or even just to have a few questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We'd love to build community and answer your questions and go from there. And if we can help, that would be even better.
Because at the end of the day, as Eric said earlier, wellness isn't just a program, it's a culture. And so we want to help you create an environment where people feel better, perform better, and want to stay. And when you invest in your employees' well-being, they'll show up more energized, more focused, and more engaged, not just at work, but in life in general. So if you're ready to build something meaningful, and we're ready to walk with you. So reach out and let's build something that lasts. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you on webinar 5.
Yes. Thank you, Amir.
Thanks, Eric.
We'll see everyone soon. Bye-bye.